Good evening.
We're sisters who love to explore
True crime, cryptids, ghosties, haunted locations,
conspiracy theories and all creepy, scary, spooky things.
with a bit of dark humor. Hosted by
Sarah,
and Melissa,
join us as we take a trip to the dark side.
because sometimes dead is better.
Welcome to Necromancy. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening. How's it going?
Oh, God. I'm okay. I'm all wrapped up like a burrito.
Are you cold?
It's fucking cold in my room right now.
Weird.
Yeah, so
You know
how
what
was
would help with that? You know what would help with that?
what?
A heated blanket. Because mine, I've been cuddled up with my blanket ever since I got back home.
You're welcome.
I love that thing. I'm
Christmas
obsessed.
present success.
Yeah, and you say you're not a good gift getter.
I'm not a good gift getter, but I saw that and I know that you're a fucking cold bitch all the time. And I
Just
was
like my
like,
heart.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, you know what? She'll love a heated blanket.
Oh yeah.
So I wish I got two, though. I wish I got myself one
Yeah.
because
If I come across one though, I'll buy it for you.
well, I went to Costco today and I was like, I have to go down that aisle to see if there's heated blankets.
Yeah.
And Aiden's like, what? And I'm like, you know, the heated blanket that I got for Auntie? He goes,
Yeah.
yeah. I said, I fucking want one.
Yeah, because I'm like
So,
obsessed with mine now. So thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah. So how was the girl's birthday?
Uh it was pretty good. We went to the arcade and we had a pretty good time. Went out
Oh, shit.
for lunch for McDonald's she wanted, so we had that.
Nice.
And then we came home and opened presents and we just had cake and I feel like a fat bastard, so
Yeah. I had poutine and chicken wings for dinner. So,
oh my god,
yes,
yes.
dude, stringy. We had like, I thought I was getting like the restaurant style thick cut fries.
Yeah,
But no, dude, I got the fucking shoelace fries.
all the thin ones, eh?
Fuck, man. And I told Aiden, I said, get those ones right there. Because on the bag, like at Costco, they look like they're the thick cut ones.
Yeah, they're just magnified.
Yeah, and I'm like, bitch. So when I open them, I'm like, oh, motherfucker. I was like,
Yeah, I
fuck
don't
it,
like
I'm gonna
those
make
ones
do.
because if you leave them ever too long, they're like hickory sticks, bro.
Yeah, they get like crunchy and
Crunchy and
hard
just
and
not no, not doing it for
yeah,
me.
I don't like it. So, anyways, it doesn't matter because I had real cheese curds.
Bro, lately I've been on like the weirdest cheese tip of my life. I don't know what it
Yeah,
is, but I've been craving cheese curds and cottage cheese. Like
Costco, bro.
the other day, I'm gonna go get cheese curds at Costco because I've been looking at like grocery stores around here and haven't found them yet. And every
They're
time I go,
expensive at Metro. Do you see,
are
like,
they?
they have a little bag?
I haven't seen them at Metro. I was looking.
Yeah, the Metro here has them, but they're like literally the bag is the size for like one fucking poutine,
Oh
and it's
yeah,
like $6.
yeah, no, yeah, no,
So this bag at Costco, it's humongous, and
yeah.
it's like $14.
Okay.
So I bought two of them, and I threw one of them in the freezer,
Oh yeah. Oh my
and I was
god.
like, "Yo, we're going to Florida here in the next little while, and I am gonna fucking put some of those in the cooler."
Hell, yeah, I could literally just munch on those throughout the
The
day.
only problem is I have
What? You're
I don't have the
lactose
best
intolerant?
I don't have the best tolerance for cheese. So uh, this might be a problem driving to Florida eating fucking cheese
You
curds.
almost ripped fucking Walter's head off the other day because
What?
lately when I go to the grocery store, I've been fucking buying like tubs of cottage cheese and I
Mm.
will eat cottage cheese out the fucking tub.
You gotta
And
put blueberries in that shit though.
I know you told me that and I haven't picked up any yet. So, but anyways, the
Mm.
other day cuz like I'm a little bit bigger, you know, since COVID and all of that. So I've gained some pounds. I've never been this big before. So I always
Mhm.
tell Walter, fuck, I gotta lose weight. So then when I'm digging into the cheese the other day, into the cottage cheese, he's like, and you tell me that you don't like how big you are, but you're eating cottage cheese right out the tub. And I'm like, oh my God.
And as you're chewing it and it's falling out of your mouth, you tell him to go fuck himself.
I almost threw the whole tub at him, but I wanted to eat it. So
Yeah. Well,
it's delicious. I don't know what's going on with me lately. I've just been craving
oh,
cheese.
yeah. Uh-oh.
None of that. None.
Are you
None.
knocked up?
Nope. 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 Definitely not. None of
Well,
that.
that's even if you were, that'd be fun too.
If I
Have a
okay.
girl.
If I were to get pregnant, then it's a blessing. Yes. However,
Oh, blah blah blah. People,
however,
it's a
I
blessing.
am not looking to get pregnant.
They shit, they piss, they puke on you. They
They're
cause you fucking
adorable
heart
though.
heartbreak for fucking the rest of your life.
Listen, my son, he drove me crazy once he started walking.
He
But
still drives me crazy. I'm not even his mother.
yeah, but I miss those days. I do.
I do too.
I miss the days when he was a baby and I could tell him, "Evan, come smell my feet," and he would.
He would. That was great. Those were good times. And then he fucking learned. He's like, yo, maybe I
Yeah.
shouldn't do this. But he did for a long time.
Yeah, even today I was bugging him when we were driving over to the arcade there. Freaking I was putting on like songs that he loved when he was a lot younger. And I
Yeah.
turned around and I'm like singing and dancing and he's like, "Oh my god, what's wrong with you, mom?" And I'm like, "You used to love this song." And he's like, "Oh my god." And he like put his hood up. I was like, "Oh, I
I
turned
used to
into
play when
I
he
turned
was a
into that
baby.
mom."
When he was a baby, I used to like rock him to sleep in the living room at McBride to the
Yeah.
Beatles.
Yeah.
He loved the fucking beat. He would go to sleep every time that I would like rock him to sleep and play the Beatles. He'd fall
Yeah.
asleep. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
See, I miss that, but
God,
I don't think I could do it all over again. I've got my
uh-uh.
teenager and now 7-year-old.
That's yeah,
And that's
that's
the
okay.
youngest for me. The youngest that I would want right now is around her age. I can't
In the
do the
next
I can't do it all over again, man.
in the next couple of years I could be a grandma. So,
That's yeah, see? And I'm closer to 40 than you are.
yeah.
Nope.
How scary is that?
Nope, nope, nope. I don't want to be 50 with a fucking like a kid just going into the double digits.
Yeah, no. That's not
Uh-uh.
fun.
Not for me. It's not
I
for me.
know. Like Liz was telling me not too long ago, oh, at my age, Elijah was like 1 when she was my age.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like she had Elijah when she was like 34 or whatever. And I was like, holy fuck, I couldn't even imagine having a baby right now.
No, Walter had Aria when he was 30.
Yeah, no, well, dad had me when he was 30.
I know, but you know what? Obviously I was scared. I was pregnant at such a young age,
Hmm.
but I'm happy that I it went down the way it did. I am
Yeah,
because now I'm in my mid to late 30s and I have a fucking teenager and I'm not, you know,
yeah, late
I like it
30s.
this way. I like it this way.
Don't say mid.
I said mid to late, you dirty
Don't even
cur.
say mid. It's late 30s.
Listen, it's mid to late.
It's not. You're over 35.
You dirty bitch. Listen.
I'm still 35. I'm in my mid 30s. You are not, you fucking hag.
Yo,
Okay?
you and your fucking name calling. Show you the back of
Come
my fucking hand, bitch.
at me.
Okay.
See you in about an hour and a half.
By the time I get down there, no, I just want to go to sleep, bro.
I'll be fucking sleeping by
Yeah.
then.
um.
Oh my god.
So, do we want to get into today's story episode? Whatever it is that you want to. The floor is yours.
Yeah. So so cousin Brittany sent me a Instagram post the other day. And I knew that she was sending it to me as like a, hey, this is a cool subject for the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I opened it and I was like, oh, like, that's pretty neat. And she's like, oh shit. She goes, I should have sent something with this and saying that it's a good topic for the podcast. And I said, I figured that that's what you were
Getting at.
sending me for.
Yeah.
Dude, I started reading into this shit
And
and
it
it was,
piqued your
I was
interest.
like, holy fuck, like that's pretty fucking cool. And then I found like a bunch of like short stories
Okay.
about this subject and I was like, yo, that's what I want to do. I'm going to read some stories. So it's called third man syndrome or third man factor. Now, before I told you about this the other day, have you ever heard of that?
I'd never heard of it called that, but I do know what it is after you've explained. I do know what it is.
Sorry.
Cuz
So essentially,
yeah.
third man syndrome, also called third man factor, is a phenomenon that occurs in times of distress and crisis. It's the feeling that there's another person or entity there alongside you, even though you're all alone. People report feeling, hearing, or even seeing this third man who acts as a voice of comfort and support in otherwise horrifying time or literally saves their life.
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's get into this
so
shit.
I don't remember if I put the 9/11 story in here. I think I did see it, and I think I did write it down as one of them that I wanted,
Yeah.
but I don't remember if I fucking put it in there.
Dun
Okay,
dun
so
dun.
I know, so it might be in here, but the one that I heard about that piqued my intrigue on the subject was that somebody that was in the rubble of 9/11 and they were stuck in this rubble for like hours, like 13, 14, 15 hours they were stuck. And they know that they were all alone and that there was no other living people around them, but they kept hearing somebody saying, "My name is Michael and I'm here to comfort you. I'm here to just be with you and tell you that you're going to be okay." And the story was that she kept hearing this over and over for hours. And this person would talk to her and say, "Don't worry, you're going to be okay. Like, you're alive and you're going to make it out of this." And he kept telling her that, like, his name was Michael. So it's
I
like,
think of the archangel Michael. I know you don't. I wonder though if this is almost like a trauma response in someone's brain
yeah, like a comfort,
to
right?
comfort yourself. This is your brain's way of like comforting yourself so that you don't get yourself too scared or
Yeah, panic.
freak out, right?
Like, I don't think I've been in many situations where like I've been in like a trauma situation to the
Bitch,
part
I
where I'm
have.
fucking. Well, you're a little bit different,
I have.
okay? Because you've gone through some shit, all
Yeah,
right?
I
So
have.
I understand when you say that.
I don't know if mine do you mind if I just share like what
Of
happened?
course. Yeah, of
Okay, so
course.
I had a near death experience, as you know.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know if this counts as like a to go along with this story. However, I do remember it was like light all of a sudden, and I remember seeing figures around me, and I remember feeling at peace and
Yeah.
comforted, and like I just felt so like like at ease,
And you didn't
and
want to come back.
I didn't want to come back. And when I came back, um, it was almost like I was upset about it. And all I remember is like the longer that I was in this, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a light. It was just very bright around me. And it was like figures coming towards me, but I couldn't make them out. But the longer
Mhm.
that I was in this light, the clearer they started becoming to me. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I was back in reality and I was
Mhm.
upset. So that could be
Yeah.
something I guess
Maybe.
similar. I didn't hear any voices or anything
But
though, but
that could also be like your brain trying to comfort you.
I don't know what it was. But I just remember, and like this experience was very traumatic. It wasn't like
Yeah.
it was an accident or anything.
No.
I'm not going to get into anything about
No.
that, but it was traumatic.
Anybody
The
who's close to you kind of knows what happened,
Yeah. Um
you know. I
yeah.
know what happened,
Yeah.
but
So
we're
it
not going to
was
go into details of that because it
no.
was a whole fucked up experience.
Yeah. So during that whole kerfluffle that went down, for me to feel at peace
Mhm.
and for me to feel like, like I'm at home and I'm comfortable here, and then to come back to the chaos was
Yeah.
just insane.
Traumatic. Yeah, it was traumatic.
Oh yeah. But I did feel comfort, and I did
Yeah.
feel like I was okay, like I was happy, like I feel like I was just getting home kind of thing. And it was like a sigh of relief. And then I come back and I was like, "Oh shit, I want to go back."
Yeah.
That's how it felt.
Hmm.
It was weird. It was very weird.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Well, I found the Twin Towers story.
all
I
right,
did. I
you want
did
to
write
start
it down.
you want to start with that one?
Yeah, let's start there. It's very short. Like some of these stories are literally like 3 sentences long. So,
Okay. Okay.
so this one it says, I am disabled and I survived the attacks on the Twin Towers. I was buried under debris for about 15 hours, but I was never alone. I kept hearing a voice that said his name was Michael. When I was at my weakest, he would just keep talking to me. When I was rescued, I found out that there was never a man named Michael anywhere in the area. I still wonder the voice was that saved me from becoming another death on that terrible day.
Yeah.
See, it's stuff like that. It's just
Yeah, it's freaky.
like I don't know, you never know. But I find some of these stories fascinating, right?
It
Okay.
reminds me of with mom.
Yeah.
With mom, I
Yeah.
believe that when you're close to death, then they
You,
say
you
that
start
people tend to
seeing
see
people.
loved
Yeah.
ones. It's like they're welcoming you to the other side, sort of thing.
You
And
know, the look on her face, though, because she was not not coherent
no, she was
for
well, she
that
was
whole
in and
night.
yeah, she was in and out of it, but short
Yeah.
bouts of like coherence, and then she'd be right back out of it.
Yeah, because she would just sit up and kind of like, what's going on? What's going on?
Yeah,
And then lay back down and she would be go under. And
yeah,
then she would sit up and be like, "Is everything okay? What's going on? What's happening? Everything
yeah,
okay?"
yeah,
And then she would lay back down. But then that one time when she opened up her eyes,
yeah,
looked to like the corner at the ceiling, and she went, "Oh, hi, mom."
yeah. Oh,
And
the goosebumps I just got.
"Oh," I looked straight at you and I went, "Yep,
Yeah, she's
she's gonna
going.
die." I said, "She's gonna die soon."
Yep. And it freaks me out at work. The same thing. When residents will call me, or I hear of residents calling the front desk, and they'll be like, "There's a little girl in my room."
Yeah, we were talking about this last week.
I know, and I was like, "Please no,
Yeah,
no,
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 please,
no, no,
no,
no,
no.
no, please no."
Or one of my residents going, "There's a little boy playing in that room." And I'm like, "No, there isn't. No,
I gotta
there isn't."
go. I gotta go.
I was like, "Don't say that."
Oh Jesus, I know it freaks me out every single time.
Okay. All right. So here's another one. So it says, when I was young, around 9 years old, I had to have pretty major surgery for a birth defect. I was feeling sick, in pain, and frustrated about not being able to sleep or get out of bed. When I rang the bell for the night nurses to help me to the toilet, a smiling man dressed in all white would come straight away and help me. He was so happy and peaceful with the biggest smile and a bright aura to him. He always came straight to me as soon as the bell rang. The next day, after the second night of his help, I asked another nurse if he would be on duty that night. The staff were very confused. Even after my description of him, she told me that there aren't any male staffers on duty those past 2 nights, and that none of the porters or other staffs wore all white, or that would have been answering bells on that ward.
Jesus.
Now, if she's ringing the fucking bell and no nurse is coming, what the hell is going on in that hospital?
Really though. So like nobody else tried to come in after he came in to help her. Somebody should have
Yeah,
been on their
like
way.
the bell should have been ringing, and what? And not another nurse came, so she had enough time for this fucking guy to come and help her to the toilet,
Wipe her booty hole.
wipe her, and put her back into bed, and the nurse still hadn't come.
Yeah.
Faulty.
That's
That's
some
neglect.
shitty staff.
Yeah. Excuse me, I need a little drink before I cough my brains out. All right. All right. So the next one is I once fell about 10 feet from a ledge overlooking a lake. The
Ooh.
ledge was above large rocks. As I fell, I was sure I was about to be gravely hurt.
Yep.
Suddenly, yeah, fuck yeah. Yo, if I fall 5 feet, I'm gravely hurt. Suddenly,
Fall off the couch. We're gravely hurt.
yeah, for sure. I'll hit the fucking ground like a pile of rocks.
Not getting up for a little while.
No, I'll be injured. I think about that in my 30s. I'm like, this sucks. When I was younger, I could fucking fall off my bike, scrape my knees. Yo, if I did that now, I'm injured. That's why I don't skate.
You're calling in sick for a couple of days.
That's why I don't skate. I tell my kids, and if I fall, I'm hurt. Okay. Suddenly, I felt a large hand on my back that caught me and pushed me up against the wall. Surprised, I turned around to thank my savior, and no one was there. I was
Ooh.
dangling over the rocks, feeling the hand as it pushed me straight up against the wall until both my feet were secured. I cannot explain what happened that day, but I know that there was someone or something there that saved me.
Yep.
That's,
She's got
could you
someone
imagine?
looking
Like,
out for her.
yeah, like, ooh.
Yeah, that's freaky.
And you never know. Like, that could just be a fluke, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
It all
right.
depends.
Yeah. Who knows? But if you're falling off a ledge of something and something pushes you up against the wall, you never know. It could be wind, like a big gust of wind.
Yeah.
But who knows? Okay. Twice in my 20s, I fell asleep while driving on the highway. You shouldn't
Jesus.
be driving.
Who gave you a fucking license,
Right?
bitch?
Twice? What the fuck?
Oh my
I can't
god.
even sleep if Mikey's driving. There's no sleeping happening. I don't
Yeah.
sleep in a fucking car unless it's not moving.
Yeah.
All right, so twice in my 20s, I fell asleep while driving on the highway. Just in the nick of time, a voice from the back seat said my name in a very commanding tone, waking me up so I could hit the brakes. I'm still very much alive, 76 years old, and I figure someone was up there and they like me.
Jeez.
Mitch, stop driving.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like mom.
No.
Remember mom back in the day how she said that she used to have seizures?
Yes.
Do you remember her story about that?
Yeah.
So she was driving in Brampton, had a seizure,
Yeah.
and fucking
Blacked out.
blacked out and woke up on Lakeshore in
Yeah.
Toronto.
Yeah.
Now, anybody who doesn't know, that is a quite a drive,
Yeah.
like from Brampton to Toronto, and she has no idea how she got there.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
times though where like you've been driving, both of us have been driving for a while now. So
Mm-hmm.
like you get really comfortable behind the wheel. And there's times where like I'm thinking about something else and I'm just going through the motions of driving and then all of a sudden I snap to it and I'm like, "Oh shit, I'm driving."
Yeah,
Oh, whoops.
like there's been times where I drove up to your house and
Yeah.
like I'm just driving along and I'm an autopilot and I'm
Yeah.
like I just drove for an hour and a half and I don't remember the drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
know like I was awake because I'm listening to music and I'm fucking singing like an idiot
Yeah.
in my car because that's what I do when I'm alone. I
Yeah, me
sing and
too.
I feel like I'm fucking, the greatest singer in the world. But oh my god, I couldn't even imagine if somebody was hiding in my back seat for them.
Oh.
Right? But I'm like singing along and everything. But then I pull into your driveway and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I just drove for an hour and 40 minutes. And I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that just
Yeah.
happened. I just
Yeah.
had nothing but highway.
Yeah, it's like autopilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, here we go for another driving one.
Okay.
When my husband was in his 20s, fucking 20-year-olds, he fell asleep while driving and crashed into a telephone pole. He was hurt and remembered a teenage kid knocking on the window and telling him he called the police and not to get out of the car because there was live wires everywhere. When my husband was finally rescued, there was no sign of the kid. The police said that no one had called them. They just came because the power was out. Not only that, but they said that there was no way anybody could have gotten close to the car on the account of the wires. And if my husband had tried to get out of the car, they probably would have killed him. My
Jesus.
husband so vividly remembers the kid and believes that he was real, but his mom believes that it was his guardian angel.
Yep.
Shit
Wow.
like that. That's kind of creepy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Whew. The goosebumps.
Yeah. Yeah, like even like that's crazy because like the live wire thing,
Yeah.
like nobody's getting close to that car.
No.
Ugh,
Just made me
I
think
don't.
of Final Destination.
Right, I thought the exact same fucking thing. The right when I heard like when I read the thing of the live wires,
Yeah.
I thought of fucking Alex and Clear.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, fuck
Our
no.
generation has been traumatized. When?
Every single time I see a truck on the highway with with
Lumber.
logs,
Yeah.
I'm like, absolutely not.
Nope.
Get me the fuck away from. We were where were we? I think we were in New York State.
Yeah.
I think we were in New York State, and there was like big log truck. Dad's just fucking moseying along, and I'm like, no, no, Dad, get past this truck. And he was like,
Yeah.
what? Why? And I was like, please get past this truck. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, they're secured. I'm like, no, they're not. Please.
You don't even know.
I'm like, Dad,
I was driving with Jen. Me and Jen were going shopping this
I
past summer,
remember.
and all of a sudden, we come up beside a log, and like the way you're turning on by Tud Hope there onto
Mhm.
12, and freaking y- the right lane has to it ends. So when you turn, you have to get right over to the left lane. And
Ugh.
we're driving with Jen. I'm like, oh God, please don't get stuck behind this truck. And Jen's like, oh, we're good, don't worry. And we turn, and she slows down and lets the truck go ahead of us. So we're directly behind it, and I'm like, we're about to die.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah,
over.
because that's a one lane road there.
Yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, it's over.
fuck that.
It's
I
over.
remember you sent me a picture, and like the back of the truck had like the spike parts of the fucking
It
wood.
did. And it was towards us.
Yes, and I was like, oh no,
Oh,
Sarah, tell her to slow right down. Like,
I was
no,
getting
you
ready to
can't.
fucking tuck and roll, dude. Like,
I was like, oh my god, because you guys were over by Tremblay's, right?
yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh my god. Jenny's like, oh yeah, everything's fine. No, the fuck it's not.
Nope. Nope.
Our whole generation is traumatized
The
by that.
trauma, yeah. Yeah. I
Whoever
was
wrote
I
that
was
movie is a sick fuck.
I was getting ready to tuck and roll out of the car.
You know what else fucking freaks me out
What?
from that shit? Tanning beds, bro.
Me too.
Tanning beds. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, fuck all of that. After
It-
that movie, I was like, I'm never getting in a tanning bed
Yo,
ever
I
again.
used to tan
Me
like
too. Every day.
constantly. Yeah, not so much anymore.
No, no, no. Never
Yeah,
again.
there's a lot of things from those movies that got me, like roller
Yeah,
coasters.
a whole fucking yeah, man. A whole generation was traumatized by that shit.
There was a there was a reel I saw the other day, and they were strapped into roller coasters, and the guy over the PA system was like, "You guys ever watch Final Destination?" And then people start screaming, and it just takes off.
You sent that to me.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh man. And like now I think about it, and when we're going to Florida, okay, so do you remember House on Haunted Hill? That
Yes.
movie?
Yes, I
Okay,
do.
so ever since I watched that movie, I always every time that I get on the Hulk, I think
Yeah.
of that because
Yeah.
that ride is in the movie.
Yes, it is. Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God. So every time that I get on the Hulk, I'm like, this
Yeah.
is from House on Haunted Hill.
Yeah.
Like,
I
this
knew
shit
it
was
instantly
scary.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, remember when we were watching that movie? I'm like, hey, that's Hulk.
Yeah, it is.
Because
Yep.
that shit takes off crazy fast too.
Yeah,
Like
that's an insane ride.
it goes from like 0 to 70 in like 4 seconds.
Now is that 70 miles or kilometers?
No, 70 kilometers.
Yeah.
70 miles an hour.
Mm,
Jesus Christ, Sarah.
fucking
That's like 120 kilometers. God
tear your
damn it.
face off.
Fuck. If a bird is flying by the opening of the Hulk, Jesus Christ, your fucking head will fly off.
Oh my god.
God damn.
I don't
70
know. I just know it's really
kilometers.
I haven't been there in a long time, so I know it's very fast.
Well, I'll be there in about a month. What's today?
You know what?
What's today? Today's the 21st. Yeah, I'll be back by now. In less than a month. In less
Yeah,
than a
yeah.
month. I'll take pictures on the Hulk. I'll post it on the Instagram.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, it's
With
40. It's 40 miles per hour. It
okay,
takes
so
off.
40 miles.
64.
Yeah, so it's almost
64
70
kilometers.
kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah, you were about.
I
Yeah,
knew
yeah.
that it was about 70 kilometers an hour. Well, it's 60 kilometers an
So
hour.
hold on a second. The coaster eventually reaches a maximum speed of 67
Yeah,
miles per hour, which is 108
yeah,
kilometers.
I know. It's crazy fast. That fucking roller coaster
So I wasn't
is
too far
fast.
off.
No, but that takeoff. I mean, the takeoff when you're going out.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody that has been on the Hulk will understand. You're
Yeah.
going up like the thing, and you're in a tunnel, and it's like lightning happening,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden it just fucking takes
Shoots
off,
off. Yeah.
and you come out of the friggin' tunnel and fly around, and that is a mighty fucking roller coaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's probably one of my favorite roller coasters next to Yukon Striker at Wonderland.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yo,
and I was a pussy hole to go on fucking Yukon Striker, but I'm
y-
glad you pulled me on that shit.
you're welcome.
That was a good fucking ride. And you
Yeah,
know what's
that.
funny? It's like I was never scared of roller coasters until Leviathan.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, because it's only like the lap bar.
Well, we're kind of getting a lot off topic right now, but here we go. So when Leviathan and Behemoth first came out, there
Yeah.
was no seatbelt. It was just
Yeah.
a lap bar, no harness, no nothing. And
Yeah.
Mikey was like, "You're crazy. No, there's been a seatbelt." I'm like, "No, there fucking wasn't."
Yeah.
I said, because that's the part of the ride that scared me. Is
Yeah.
that I'm
And
like, there's no second fucking safety precaution here. If
yeah.
that releases, you're done. Like
Yeah.
there's any sort of malfunction on that ride, you're fucking flying out. There's nothing keeping you to the seat. So I
Yeah.
looked it up. I did a Google search because Mikey was like, there is a seatbelt now because I refused to go on it.
We went on last time.
I did not go on Leviathan last
I
time. I went on
thought
Behemoth.
oh, Behemoth. Sorry, yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
I will not go on Leviathan.
Yeah.
So because Behemoth, they do have, and I was freaking out, and you're fucking sitting there laughing at me
I was dying.
because I don't like that. If it's an over the shoulder harness,
Yeah.
I'm all for it. All
Yeah.
for it. But no way. And so now that there's the seatbelt, so I Googled it and I
Yeah.
was like, was there always a seatbelt on Leviathan? And the answer was no, there was not.
Absolutely not.
Canadian the Canadian government said there has to be a secondary safety precaution on this ride.
Yeah.
Because I remember going on fucking Leviathan for the first time saying, I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
Like if there's any kind of machine malfunction, you're flying out of that because there's no twist and like there's no turnies, like upside down turns on that, is there? No,
Don't think so.
I don't think so either. But because to do like turns and stuff, I think you have to have a over the shoulder harness.
I'm sorry, but that's what freaks me out about Vortex. Yes, you do have the thing that comes down over
You,
your
it's the
head or
water
whatever.
though.
It's the water, dude.
Yeah.
You have to understand. I have like these like weird ass like visions about like us starting to go over the water. We're going fast, and all of a sudden, all the cars just release into the water, and you're stuck. I will. I can't. I can't do it. I hate that fucking ride. It freaks
That
me out.
ride, that ride has been there since 1981.
All the more reason to not ride it.
Yeah, but it's not going anywhere. And then the
Don't.
last time when we went with Brittany, and me and Evan were like, let's go on Vortex. And you guys were going to go on that sledgehammer one.
Yeah.
We went over and the fucking ride was shut down.
Yep.
And
See.
Evan's like, why is it shut down? So I asked the guy, I said, why is the ride shut down? I was like, we're not allowed to disclose that.
Ugh.
And I went, oh my God.
No. See, that's a problem. I don't like that shit. I don't
Yeah.
like it. Nope. Yukon
No
Striker
bueno.
though is a fucking beast.
Yeah, and it's such a smooth ride. Like Dad, when we all went, Dad was like, "Let's do Canadian Mindbuster." That ride is an instant fucking headache, and I'm like, "Dad, let's do Yukon Striker." He's like, "No, no, no." I'm like, "That is, you'll go on Canadian Mindbuster, but you won't go on Yukon Striker."
Yeah, I
It's
can't
such
really
a
do the
smooth
wooden.
ride.
I can't
No,
really. Yeah,
man,
it is a smooth ride,
it's
Yukon,
very
but
smooth.
with the wooden coasters now, bro, I can't do it.
But you do know that when we do the big drop on like Yukon Striker, I shut my eyes, right?
I know you're such a vagina. When they hang
No,
you over the edge.
no, I can do the hang over the edge part. It's when it goes for that because it's a 90-degree drop.
Yeah, you're
So
going
I'm like, I'm
straight
shutting
down.
my fucking eyes. And I do every time, but that's the only way that my brain will compute and let me fucking
Oh,
not
you're
pass out.
such a
Remember,
flapping
remember
vagina.
Evan? Remember Evan the first time he went on it? He goes, everything went black.
Yeah,
He goes, everything went black. And then when I opened my eyes, I saw little dots of color.
yeah.
The fucking kid is so funny. Oh my God.
You wanted to go on it again, though.
I know. I said, I told you, because he was protesting. He's like, I'm not going on. I'm like, yes, you are. Get on the
Yeah,
fucking ride.
yeah,
I can't wait to take him on Hulk.
yeah.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Oh, that's gonna be great. You guys are gonna have a great time.
Yeah, it's gonna be so good. Like, I wish that we were going to Disney so I could take him on Space Mountain.
You should just take him to
I
Disney
know.
anyway.
I know. I was thinking about it. I'm like, me and him should just go.
Dad'll go with you.
I know he will, but I know some, like Mike Aiden has no interest in going back to Disney World.
Well, then Aiden and
So
Mikey can figure something out to do for the
yeah,
day.
and I said like if they go to the hockey game,
There you go.
right? Me and Evan and Jen can go to Disney. I'm down
Hell
for
yeah.
that.
Hell yeah.
All right, you want another story?
Let's do it.
Because apparently we're supposed to be on a topic. Well,
You
we're
get
on the topic. We're talking about roller coasters. All right. So I was driving north from Portland to Seattle for a last minute appointment. I was very tired and the rainy weather wasn't helping at all. I was using my phone as a GPS and it fell off the mounter dashboard holder and into the footwell below. I was on a major freeway and in my tired state started to scramble to find my phone. I know it's dumb, but I didn't know where I was going. At this point, I could barely see the road and I was looking down from my phone. All of a sudden, I felt my steering wheel jerk to the left and then to the right again, and I popped back up to see what was going on. I narrowly missed hitting the road worker by maybe a foot by swerving out and back into the lane again. I
Jesus.
had not moved the wheel. Grandma used
Wow.
to say, don't drive faster than your angels can fly. And I can feel her in that moment.
Wow.
Ugh, I don't like it.
That's freaky.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Ooh.
cool. Did you ever I don't want to like take over or anything, but I do there's a story that came to mind and I don't know if maybe you have this or not. But do you mind if I kind of share real quick?
Of course. This is what
Okay.
this is all
So
about, girlfriend.
if you happen to have the same story waiting, then just interrupt me and let me know.
No,
But
you can tell the story and I'll skip over it. Go ahead.
okay, so there was a woman. Um, who went on a vacation with her family. Okay. They
Mhm.
had planned this vacation for quite some time. Um, it was a very expensive vacation. They went overseas or wherever they went, right? Anyways, all of a sudden she started hearing a voice in her head. And it was telling her that she needed to get home and see her doctor and get her
Oh.
brain scanned. And this
Oh.
voice wouldn't stop. It wouldn't stop. It was incessant, like it was going on and on and on, like it would not stop to the point
Mhm.
where she was freaking out. She told her husband, "We need to get home early." They actually picked up all their stuff. They packed up. They, they got on the next flight home. They went home. She talked to her doctor about it, and they put her on like antipsychotic meds. Okay.
Oh.
For a little while, the voice stopped, but then it came back again. And they said that she needed to get her brain scanned. Well, they had no reason to scan her brain. Like there's nothing like that they
Mhm.
could find that was wrong with her, but she was insistent and she ended up getting in and getting her brain scanned, and it turned out she had a fucking tumor
Wow.
in her brain. And once they found the tumor, it was at the stage where they could still operate and get it out and she could be okay. And once they got the tumor out, the voice in her head apparently said like, this is all I was here for. Enjoy the rest of your life. And she never heard the voice again.
There you go. That's perfectly this stuff, right? So I've never heard that story
Yeah,
before.
man, look it up. That's an old one that I read a
So
long time
here's the
ago.
thing. What do you think happened with me?
Yeah.
My body was telling me something was wrong.
Yeah.
I was like, something's wrong. Went to the hospital. Doctor said, your blood seems fine. You know, we can give you some meds to stop the bleeding, but you seem fine. Go home. Well,
Yeah.
a couple weeks later, I was heavily bleeding again. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh God. And I was in so much pain. I thought I was having a miscarriage.
Yeah.
I went to the hospital again. They took my blood, they did scans, they did everything. They said, you're fine, nothing's wrong. And I said, listen, I've been bleeding for 5 months at this point. I was like,
Yeah.
I've been bleeding for 5 months. Something's wrong with me. I need you guys to do more. No, no, no. Your hemoglobin's fine. This and that. The next thing, go on home. You're fine. So about 2 months later, still bleeding, I went back to the hospital because I was literally fainting at work. I was at
Yeah.
work and I was literally like passing out because I was
Yeah.
fucking bleeding so heavy and my body is screaming at me, something's wrong.
Yeah.
So I went to the fucking hospital again. And I'm sitting there, they took more blood from me and they said, your hemoglobin's a little bit low, but here we're going to give you some pills to stop the bleeding. You're fine, go home. And I looked at the doctor and I said, it's not fine. I've been bleeding for 7 months. Something is wrong with me, and
Yeah.
I'm not leaving until you get me a gynecologist.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, no, no. And I said, I don't think you understand. And I got really mad. And I said, I am not leaving this hospital until you guys, something is wrong with me. I'm telling you, something is wrong with me. Get me a fucking gynecologist. I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
Within like 2 hours, I had a gynecology appointment. I talked to the doctor. She said, okay, we're going to send you for an ultrasound right now at the hospital. So I said, okay. So I went and I did the ultrasound. She was, come see me in about 2 days, whatever. She was here in town. So I was like,
Yep.
okay, cool. So I did the ultrasound. I went in to see her and she said, you have a very bad case of polycystic ovaries.
Yeah.
I have to do a biopsy on you right now to make sure that you're not cancerous. She goes, because you have a lot. And I
Yeah.
went, oh, fuck. So she did the biopsy like that day. And mind you, sorry, a little bit detail, but I was bleeding to death.
Yeah.
Okay. I was fainting, like I was scared to drive. So 10 days later, she called me back into the office and she sat me down. She literally brought Kleenex and
Yeah.
put
When you see
Kleenex
that
next to
shit,
me.
you're like, oh fuck.
And I went, oh no. And she goes, okay. She goes, you are in the first stage of uterine cancer.
Yeah. I remember that.
So, yeah, she said, If I don't treat you right now, it's going to turn into uterine cancer. And once that happens, there's nothing we can do. She goes, you'll
Yeah.
be terminal by 35. So I
Yeah.
went, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So we started treatment literally right away.
Yeah.
Like within I think 24 hours I started treatment, and I went through treatment for about over a year, just over a year.
Yeah.
And I went for about fucking 5, 6, 7, maybe 7 or 8 biopsies on my uterus. If anybody understands a biopsy on the uterus and understand how much that fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Plus, she put in 2 IUDs. One IUD she put in, my body rejected it,
Yeah.
and I was literally fucking bleeding to death. Mikey had to take me to the hospital immediately. They took me in right away because I was literally hemorrhaging, bleeding.
Yeah.
So then the doctor was like, let's put you on another IUD just so I don't have to take the hormone pills because they were making me crazy.
Yep.
And my body rejected it again. So my body does not like um,
IUDs.
IUDs
Nope.
because that shit it rejected. And then each time that it rejected, I was in a huge amount of pain. Like your body tells you shit,
Yeah.
and you better fucking listen to your body.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
either way, if that ever happens and your body is fucking telling you, if you're feeling a certain way, insist, because our healthcare here in Canada is flawed,
Yeah.
and they're just going to tell you everything's fine, go home. Don't. Don't just leave. Just fucking
Yeah.
demand that you see who you need to see.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter. Don't break shit, but you can be firm and say, because I was firm. I was like, I am not leaving. I don't think you understand. This is the third time I've been here in a couple months,
Yeah.
and I'm not fucking leaving here until I see a
Yeah.
gynecologist.
There's definitely something wrong.
And they got me within 2 hours because I was like, I don't think you understand. I'm not leaving. I'm
Yeah.
not going home.
It's a good thing you did that.
Yeah, because she told me, if you didn't get this taken care of, you would be terminal by 30. I'm 35 now.
Yeah.
And
That's
thinking back on it, I'm like, yo, I could be really sick or dead.
dead right now. Yeah. It's a good thing you did what you did.
Yeah, so listen to your body, folks.
Yep.
All right. So years ago, okay, I'm going to read another one.
Okay.
Years ago, I was heading back by train from my parents' house to university. It was late, and I had my head resting on the window with my eyes closed. Suddenly, a voice started telling me to move. It got louder and more urgent, but when I opened my eyes, there was no one yelling at me on the train. The other few passengers were all minding their own business. The voice in my head got louder and louder, more and more urgent. I felt silly moving, but I finally couldn't ignore the voice any longer. So I scooted a seat over and sat upright. Just then, a bullet came through the train window, right where my head had been.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I'd have been done for that if I stayed where I was.
Jesus.
Yeah, yeah. See, I think maybe that's your human intuition saying something bad is going to happen.
Maybe. You
Yeah,
just never know, right? We'll never know. Like
yeah,
people want to know what it's like to die. People want to know what's on the other side. People want to know if there's actually ghosts or demons or any of
yeah.
that supernatural shit. You don't really know until you take your final breath and
That's it.
move forward with whatever journey it is after this life, if there is
I,
one.
re- I remember when mom died, I said to, I think, Aunt Karen,
Mm,
I said, well, now she knows the secret.
yeah,
She knows the secret. If it's there, it's there. If it's not,
yeah,
I think it's there.
I think
I
so
think
too.
it's there. I think I saw mom in my room. I probably told this on here before,
You
but
did.
I think I saw mom in my room a couple months ago.
Yeah,
I do. I think the more and more I think about it, I think I saw her.
you probably
But
did.
yeah, because who knows, but I don't think it was a dream. I think I saw her.
No, I think you did too. I think that
Yeah.
if mom were gonna visit anybody, I think it'd be you first. She doesn't fucking visit my ass. That's okay.
She does visit me in my dream. You have to remember, okay? Like we've always said this, it's always been a known thing. You are dad's favorite. We understand that, and I'm not offended by it, okay? You made him a father. You will always be dad's favorite, and I'm okay with that because me and mom were really close.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like me and mom were really close. Like every time that we went there, mom and I would go on little adventures together.
Yeah.
Like even when
I did too with
yeah,
her, but
yeah,
not to the extent that you guys did, I don't
right,
think.
like you and me and dad have our moments too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But you and him have like this bond that is a little bit different than the bond that I have with him,
Yeah.
right? Where you and mom had a certain bond, but
Yeah.
me and mom had a certain bond,
Yeah.
okay? And I don't know what it was. Like even when I graduated from college, like the first stint I did in college, she called me at like 4 in the morning one time. I don't know where you were. I don't think you were home, but
Mm.
she called me at like 4 in the morning, and she's like, "Get up, get your hair done, get your makeup done, and meet me out front in an hour." I went, "Mom," she goes, "Get up," like stern, "Get up, get your makeup done, and meet me out in an hour."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Fuck, all right." So I get up and it's cold. It's like October. I
Yeah.
go out front and she fucking pulls up in the driveway, hair done. She's dressed to the nines,
Yeah.
makeup done, smiling, waving at me. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I go and I get in the car and I said, "Are you okay? Like, it's 5 a.m." She looked at me and she goes, "We're going to be on breakfast television today."
Yeah.
And we went downtown, and when the time that we got to like City TV or the Much Music video, where at the time they were doing breakfast television,
Yeah.
it was fucking packed because it
Yeah.
was audience week. So me and mom stood outside the window at breakfast television and like kind of like we're playing around with each other, and we were like up against the window. We were making funny faces at the camera,
Yeah.
and it's just stuff like that that like kind of makes me think.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like her and I did have a little bit of a special bond, but
Yeah. You guys
so I
did.
do think that maybe she does visit me.
Mm-hmm. She probably does.
I think she visits you too. Like don't get me wrong, but maybe she like you don't remember.
No, all the dreams that I've had that I can remember about her have just been really fucking weird ones. So
Yeah, I've
I
had
don't
some
know.
good ones.
I haven't heard her voice in any of my dreams,
Yeah,
and the dreams that I have had, it's just been really like very. I don't know how to explain it. Like just creepy, morbid, very dark. Just
really.
yeah, just really weird.
Well, I
Just
had a dream that she was riding down the street on the bike when we were at McBride,
McBride. I remember you telling me about this. Yeah,
and I was on the front porch and I looked down and I saw her riding on the bike and I went, "Hey, mom." And she looked over. She trolleyed up the fucking driveway
yeah,
and I walked down to the driveway. It was a beautiful summer day and I went down to her. This was maybe a few months after she died.
yeah,
And I walked down to her and I could smell her, I could feel her, and
yeah,
she put her hands on my shoulders, and we were literally, like, almost nose to nose, and I was looking straight into her eyes, and she looked and she went, "God, I miss you." And then I woke up.
yeah,
That was the most vivid dream I had. I felt her put her hands even on my shoulders. I felt it.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I woke up and the reality of that she was actually gone was there.
yeah.
And I was like, fuck.
Yeah, no, I ain't never had nothing like that with her. So
Well, maybe she's like, do you smell her? Because I smell her all
I
the time.
did, I
Yeah.
did. I haven't in a long time though.
Yeah, I still do sometimes. But then again, now like I have her urn here and I have like a scenty thing and I spray her perfume on the scenty
Well,
thing.
that could be why you smell her.
Yes.
You
But
fucking
before, there's no explanation because I didn't have
yeah,
a bottle of her perfume. Mikey bought it for me for Mother's Day last year,
yeah,
right? And so now I have a bottle of her perfume, but before I never did. So
yeah,
how am I smelling her if I never had a bottle of her perfume?
yeah.
You know what I mean? And her perfume is a distinct
It
smell
really is. I could point that smell out anywhere.
anywhere.
Like
So, and
that.
I would smell her. Like even
Yeah.
walking through the mall or something, all of a sudden I just get like a whiff.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that smells like mom.
Yeah. Good old Anay, huh?
And I'm looking over and I see the bottle there and I'm like, holy, like that shit's not cheap.
No, it's not.
That's expensive fucking perfume still.
Yeah, it is.
But either way, all right. I can hear my husband doing dishes downstairs. He is so fucking loud. Do you hear it?
No,
My mic's not picking that up. Fuck's
I
sakes.
can't hear it
My
on my end right now, at least.
my door is shut and all I can hear is it's like he's like throwing the dishes into the dishwasher.
It probably is.
Jesus fucking Christ. Like let's be as loud as I can fucking be. All right.
Yep.
Okay. So my father-in-law told me that my husband, who was a premature baby, was very fragile. As they were coming home from the hospital, he was coming down a very icy, slippery set of stairs with my husband in his arms when all of a sudden he tripped and almost fell.
Ooh.
Someone caught him literally mid-air. He turned around and nobody was there. He told me it wasn't humanely possible for him to have done this alone.
Could you imagine, like, walking by and seeing somebody trip and fall, like, halfway and then
Yeah.
stop?
Yeah. So Ash was pretty much on the ground when he held up his arms. He is sure someone saved his baby that day for some reason.
No.
Ugh,
He was
I
meant to
couldn't.
be here.
Yeah. Well,
Aw.
that's interesting. Okay, this one's a little bit longer.
All right.
I was a teenager in the 80s and was driving alone at night in a rainstorm. I hate driving at night,
Mm.
especially in the rain. Anyway, I ended up hitting a pothole and my tire popped. I was I was kind of in the middle of nowhere, but I somehow made it to the parking lot. It was empty from what I can tell. This was obviously before cell phones or anything. So I was going to try to change my tire myself when I realized I didn't have a spare. I sat back in my seat trying to think of what to do when I heard a tap on my passenger window. There is a man's voice saying, "Do you need a hand, miss?" I felt my car being jacked up and heard the sound of someone messing with my tire. I remember clutching a tire iron in my hand as I got out of the car to try to get a better look at who this guy was and see what the hell was going on. As suddenly as he appeared, he was gone. I sat in my car again, still thinking. A few moments later, the rain cleared up a bit and I made my way to the store, whose parking lot I ended up in to try to use their phone to call my dad. My dad showed up with a spare tire, only to tell me that all my tires were perfectly fine. So now
Ooh.
I always wonder if any of that was real.
Damn. What
Damn.
what the hell? Now we got ghosts out there changing tires.
Fuck yeah. Where the fuck are those ghosts when you need
Like,
them?
how come I didn't get one of those when my tire blew on the fucking highway last year?
Yeah, man, on the 400 too. That's the worst highway.
Oh, that sucked. So thank God I was close enough to Walter's work. He left work and came and changed my tire.
I know. Do you ever see that Instagram reel
Uh,
where like the lady was in like a car accident and she was like, "This right here is why I call my husband before I call
yeah,
911."
I seen
And
that. And he goes
you see the
flying
video.
out.
Yeah,
He
you see
made
the
it there
video of
before
him
any
like
police or anybody else did.
flying out of the house and getting in the truck and taking off.
Yeah,
And I looked at Mikey and I'm like, if I was ever in an accident and I called you, goes, "Oh fuck, I'd drop everything and I'd be on my way."
yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, he
So would
does like
Walter.
me."
Walter would
I
too.
was thinking, I'm like, fuck, he's thinking, oh my God, she's still alive. She made it.
Maybe if I just stop and grab some food on the way.
Yeah,
Take my
he
time.
likes me. He
Just
likes me a
I'd
little.
I'd say he likes you just a smidge.
I
Walter
fucking
would
hope
too.
so.
Walter would too
Yeah.
though. Like when my tire blew, called him
Hmm.
and I was just like, I got both the kids in the car. I'm on the
Yeah.
side of the highway. My tire blew. I
Yeah.
was on my way to your house.
Yeah. Yeah, you were.
I was on my way to your house. And he's like,
Sorry.
"Oh my god." I'm like, "What exit are you at?" So I tell him and he came flying over. And I was like, "Oh, thank
Yeah.
God."
Well, that's like when Mikey got a flat tire on the Toyota. He
Yeah.
was driving home from work. He was driving through a construction site, and he got a flat tire. And he called me and he goes, "I got a flat." I'm like, "I'm on my fucking way."
Yeah.
Like, and he goes, "Oh, don't worry." And I said, "No, I'm on my fucking way."
Yeah.
Like, you're not gonna be sitting there at the side of the fucking the road by yourself. I'm coming.
Yeah.
So I went, and even like, yeah, I had to go and get like a tire iron, and I had to go and like to Canadian Tire and get some stuff to help. I'm like, see, now what would you have done if I wasn't here to go and get that stuff for you?
Right?
Like, he didn't even have a proper jack in his car.
Oh,
I had to
jeez.
go and buy a jack. I had to go and
Yeah.
like, see, that's why I come, because
Yeah.
like, Jesus,
Yeah.
got you, baby, got you.
That's right. That's a good wifey right there.
All right, I try. Okay. When I was about 18, I was in a terrible car accident. While waiting for emergency services to arrive, there was an old man wearing shorts and a t shirt standing nearby. The car was a wreck and my legs were trapped. The old man directed me on how to get out of the car and told me to get my phone and dial 911. After emergency services arrived, I was told that the car was so wrecked where they were waiting for the jaws of life to free me, and no one could figure out how I managed to get myself out. I was also declared deceased by the first emergency vehicle that stopped. I told them about the old man, but no one in the car with me or on the accident scene remembers him. I was the only one to see that old man. I am still so grateful to whoever he was for helping me get out of that car.
Ooh, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it
man.
fucking tightens up your butthole a little bit.
Just a little. I'm gonna clench.
Jesus Christ. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Like,
Holy. Yeah, shit's freaky.
all right. It was 1 in the morning. I was only a day away from my due date with my first pregnancy. My husband and I were sleeping, anticipating the many sleepless nights that would soon become my new normal. I felt a sweet kiss on my cheek and a comforting, warm feeling. As I woke up from the kiss, I rolled over to find my husband still snoring. I would shit a whole fucking brick.
Yep. I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah. Okay, to find my husband still snoring and facing the opposite direction. The second I
Mm-mm.
realized he couldn't have kissed my cheek, I felt a pop and my water broke. I've always believed that it was my much loved grandmother who gave me the kiss, blessing me as I began the journey to bring my daughter into the world.
Oh
We're
my
both
god.
we're both named after her. Aww.
That's sweet.
I'm
But
named after grandma.
yeah, you are.
I used to not like the name Gail, but I've actually grown to really love it.
Yeah. It's okay. I got the month I was born.
Yeah, but spelt the French way.
It's spelt French. It's great.
MAI.
Yeah. Love that for me. It's
What
great.
the fuck are we gonna name her?
They weren't creative.
Imagine if you were named Sarah Helen.
Nope. Nope. No, I can't. I'm good with May.
Helen's a good name. That's Nana's name.
Yes,
But
it's okay. But I feel, I'm good with May.
hey,
I'm
I
good with
got
it.
Gail. Melissa Gale.
Yeah,
That sounds nice though.
yeah. Well, at least it's not Burl.
Yeah, that's fucking true. Remember mom's story about her wedding day with dad?
Yeah.
She told the fucking minister or the whoever officiated their wedding, she says, "Do not say my middle name."
Yeah.
She says her and dad were at the altar, and she goes, Gerald Douglas Riche, do you take this woman, Darlene Burl Aslin? She said the look she gave the fucking the officiant or whatever. She
Yeah.
said I could have killed him with my gaze.
Yeah.
Because I told him not to use my middle name.
Yeah.
But I think they got married in a church. I don't even know. Do you know where dad and mom got married?
I definitely don't. There's pictures from the after party after they got married, but I
Well,
don't
there was
know.
pictures at like 1401. I remember those on the stairs, like of mom and dad on the top of the stairs at 1401.
Yeah.
But I don't like I don't remember seeing any other pictures of their wedding.
I don't
Whatever.
either. Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
trying to convince Dad and Jen to renew their wedding vows next year because it's their 25th wedding anniversary next year.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to convince him, and he goes, "You fucking think I could get her to say obey again?"
Oh my god.
That's what he said to me. He goes, "Fuck that." He goes, "I will never get her to fucking say obey again."
No. I remember. I remember
Yeah.
when she said that, and I turned and looked at her. I'm like, "You are gonna regret
Oh,
that
you gonna
shit."
regret that. But and
Jesus.
then Dad goes, "Yeah, I'd marry her again. Jen, would you marry me again?" She's like, "Fuck you." I was like, it would be nice, like even just to have like a little backyard celebration next summer.
Yeah, that'd be
You
pretty
know,
cool.
just they don't even have to stand in front of an officiant or anything. Let's just have a little celebration of 25 years of marriage.
Well,
Like,
that's something that maybe you and I can plan and discuss.
yeah, I want to have them in on it though. Like,
Obviously.
I don't want to do a
Obviously.
surprise for that one
No,
because
obviously.
we've gotten Dad and Jen before on surprises. Like, well, Dad more than anything,
With his retirement party.
and his fucking oh, you didn't come to his 60th.
No.
I had a 60th birthday party for him, and we made it. We told him that it was a party for Evan.
Oh,
So
okay.
remember? And Jenny knew. Jenny knew the whole time. And
Yeah.
I was like, "Yeah, Dad, like we're doing it in the party room because it's perfect. Evan's birthday's the 16th. Dad's is the 21st."
Yeah.
So I said, "Yeah, let's have a party for Evan. Come on up or whatever." And I got it on video, and I got everybody there. I got Aunt Helen there. I got Uncle Will there. I got Nana there. I got all like family was there and friends, and
Aw.
my whole family was there and everything. And when he walked in the door, we were like, "Surprise!" I even got him a cake made, like a fish cake,
Aw.
like a fishing cake and everything. He's like, "Oh," and the look on his face when he realized that it was a surprise party for him,
Yeah.
he was like, "You fuck." And
Eh.
I was like, "Surprise!"
We haven't really done any surprise parties for Jen, though.
I know. And this year is her 60th.
I wish that I wish that I could do something for
I know.
her big
Well,
birthday.
I'm going to be there for we're leaving the morning of her actual birthday.
Yeah.
But I was thinking like we can do something like the Saturday or even the Friday night, do
Yeah.
something because it's her 60th birthday this year.
Yeah.
So even if when they come home, we could do something. But let's talk about that at a different time,
Yeah.
right? Because, yeah. So, anywho, let's do another one.
All right.
All right. So, my mother was going through cancer treatment and wasn't feeling great after her most recent one that afternoon. She went to bed early, and I stayed up playing video games on the other side of the house. Around midnight, I felt a hand touch my shoulder and a really strong feeling that I should check on my mom.
Ooh.
I found her passed out on the floor and took her to the hospital where she received an emergency blood transfusion. She's now 10 years cancer free and thriving. But that
Aw.
night, it was like someone else was there watching out for her.
Love that shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that one is kind of cool. Okay, so I have two more.
Okay.
Okay, so I was alone downstairs watching TV, and my son was asleep in the chair. Oh, sorry. Oh, wow, I totally read that wrong. And my son was asleep upstairs in his crib. I heard a male voice, very close, say, okay, I'm so sorry. I heard a male voice very close by say two words, "Go now." Startled, I jumped up and took the stairs two at a time to my son's room, where I found he somehow moved his entire crib. He moved it enough that it could reach the silver metal airplane mobile, but the
Hmm.
weighted ball, into his mouth and was slightly choking on it. I flipped him over my arm and did the maneuver to expel it.
Yep.
and we both sat on the floor crying in relief. No sound come from the monitor we had. If not for that clear warning, he wouldn't be 37 years old now.
Oh my god.
A mother's instinct, I tell ya.
You know what's really weird is when
Mm.
Evan was first born. Okay, so we know I'm a weird sleeper. Okay,
Yep.
we know this. So when
Yeah,
Evan
it's
was
very
first
fucking
born,
weird.
I used to get up in my sleep and start freaking out, looking
Mhm.
for Evan as if he was gone.
Mhm.
And I was like literally looking under the cushions. I was going through the cupboards. I was looking everywhere in my apartment. And then all of a sudden I would come to while I'm doing that, and Ryan would be standing there like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Mhm.
And then I would go check on Evan, and he was in his crib, passed out, just fine. And I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god!" But I did that for like the first couple of weeks after I had Evan.
Yeah.
It was like, I don't know, it was the weirdest thing.
That apartment that you had, was it a two-bedroom?
Yep,
Why don't I remember the second bedroom?
didn't get used much. We had all of Evan. That was Evan's room. His
Yeah.
everything was in there for him. It was set up all nice and everything. But he slept he slept with me mostly.
Yeah, because I don't remember, like, I remember your room,
Yeah.
the living room, I remember the kitchen, I remember everything about that apartment, but for some reason, like, my mind is blocking out the second room. I know where the bathroom is, I know where your room is,
Yeah.
but I don't remember the, like, Evan's room. I remember
Really?
Evan's room in the barracks when you lived in the barracks.
Yeah.
I
He had a
remember
cool
that
room in
apartment.
there.
Yeah, like, you guys had a
The
two-story apartment.
Yeah. Yeah, his car bed and all of
Yeah.
that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a neat room there. Like, I remember going and laying in his bed with him
Yeah.
there.
Well, keep in mind too though, right? Like when Ryan and I moved out to that apartment, I was pregnant.
Yeah,
And then when I left Ryan, Evan was only 10 months old,
yeah,
right? So it was a short amount of time. Evan barely
yeah,
slept in his own room because it
yeah,
was such a, and everything going on with me and Ryan, it was just mainly
yeah,
me and Evan,
yeah,
right?
yeah, I
So,
remember that.
yeah, so he slept with me most of the time.
Yeah, because I remember you had, like, a corner unit.
We did. Yeah.
Like, and I remember a lot about, like, that apartment. I remember us having the Halloween party there.
Yep.
I remember a lot, but I just, for some reason, I cannot picture his room in that apartment.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, weird. I don't know. Maybe it's because he did sleep in, like, did he have a crib in your room?
He had like a bassinet
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm picturing.
that I ended up giving to Laura.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
when
that was
Lewis
for
was born.
Lewis. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And
cool.
but yeah, Evan had a crib. Grandpa bought him his crib.
Yes, I remember that. I remember Grandpa bought his crib for
That
him.
was a nice crib
It
too.
was really nice.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
that was a really nice crib.
yeah. So, but yeah, it was in his room. I think at first we had it in our room up against the wall.
I think I
And then
remember that too.
yeah, and then we ended up moving it towards closer to when I was gonna leave.
Yeah,
So,
I remember you leaving that apartment.
yeah, that was a shit show.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Mm. All right, so last story.
okay.
This one's a little bit of a longer one, so let's just. Apparently, my fucking reading skills have been off the last little while.
It's okay
All right.
because my story last time I was fucking up too, so don't worry about it.
It happens. Fuck, it's human nature.
Yeah.
Sometimes we fuck up on reading. All right. So in 2010, my husband and I were barreling down the highway at an unsafe speed in the pouring rain. We were really young and arguing over how much he spent on a TV. Yep, sounds like marriage.
Yep.
Suddenly, we began hydroplaning. The
Ooh.
car went sideways on the highway and then straightened back out. There was a semi coming out of a subdivision, and we barely missed hitting it. We started heading straight for a small group of trees. I reached back and grabbed the front of my very young son's car seat. thinking somehow I was protecting him. I looked at my husband and said, I love you. And it was like everything suddenly slowed down for a moment. I remember hearing this voice that sounded urgent saying, You have to pick up your legs. You have to pick up your legs now. I immediately pulled them into the front seat. I looked forward, and time was no longer slowed down. I watched in horror as we headed straight for the trees and slammed into them. The next thing I remember is this wave of pain shooting up my spine. I threw my head back and screamed. I also quickly realized my foot was hurting, but was stuck. The floorboard had pushed upwards, meeting the dashboard, and the dashboard was pulled forward and had met my seat. My right foot had slipped out of the seat and was stuck between the dashboard and my seat.
Ooh.
Yeah, I eventually managed to dislodge it. It was broken in 3 places, and my back was broken in 5 places.
Oh.
I had been permanently disabled ever since. My husband also broke his right femur in half. Luckily, our son was completely unharmed.
Oh,
We
wow.
believe we hit the tree at 80 miles per hour. Holy fucking shit. That's like 140
Yeah, that's insane.
kilometers an hour. Okay, so we believe we hit the trees at 80 miles per hour at least. If I hadn't picked my legs up when I did, then they would have been completely crushed.
Yep.
I may live a life of constant pain and may be slowly losing my ability to walk from a disease I developed from the accident. But it is not a life that I take for granted. Everyone has seen pictures of the car and says how lucky we are to be alive.
Yeah.
They really have no idea how right they are.
Oh, the goosebumps.
Damn.
Jesus.
Yeah. Imagine that, hearing somebody say, pick your legs up. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden that happens. Like that shit, that kind of makes me wonder. Like
Yeah.
stuff like that, there has to be some sort of spiritual world out there
Yeah.
that says, like, you know,
Looking after your
looking
loved
after
ones.
us.
Yeah.
Like I totally believe in spiritual, like the spiritual world.
Yeah.
I totally believe that.
Yeah.
Like that might sound crazy, but I've witnessed some shit
Oh,
before
so
about,
have I. Yep.
so I believe in stuff that I can tangibly see.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. That gets me.
Yeah. Well,
That was fascinating to read those stories
yes.
and to
Well,
learn about that. That was fucking fascinating. And I thank Brittany
I
very
was just
much
gonna say
for
that too. Shout out to Brittany.
yeah, shout out to Brittany because she suggested this and did not disappoint.
Hell yeah.
Because I've heard of stuff like this before, but I didn't really know what it was called
Yeah.
until I kind of looked into it and started reading the stories that I just read you.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's kind of like interesting.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It is pretty
So,
cool. So it just goes to show that if you have some sort of strong urge, or if you have a health issue and you know something is wrong, listen to your
yeah.
body. Or if you
Yeah.
hear something in your head, maybe sometimes you should just follow it and see what happens.
Just listen.
Yeah.
Like, try telling that to a teenager, though. They won't
Yeah.
fucking listen to nothing.
Yeah, right. Evan would
Oh,
freak out.
Evan
Am I
would
going
lose his
crazy?
shit.
Am I going
Yeah.
crazy?
Aiden would be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I ain't listening to shit. He doesn't
Yeah.
fucking listen to me. Me and him had a great day today, by the way.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, did I tell you?
No.
We fucking so last night I was like, yo, I gotta go to Costco tomorrow. He's like, I wanna come and then we can go for breakfast. I'm like, damn, Mikey had hockey today.
Yeah.
So I was like, cool. So I called him at like 8 o'clock this morning and I said, do you still want to come to Costco with me? He's like, hell yeah. So he got up, fucking showered, got upstairs and everything before I even came down. We went
Yeah.
to Costco. We did a whole huge, shop for at Costco.
Yep.
And this kid's a G, man. He is fucking strong.
Yeah.
That kid.
I know
Holy
he is.
shit. He is like, I was like, I need a couple cases of Gatorade and a case of water, this, that. This kid just picks it up like it's nothing. I'm
Yeah.
like, I struggle to pick those up. Okay,
Yeah.
cool. But he like loaded it all onto the belt for me, loaded the
Aw.
whole cart, put it all in the car, everything. And
Attaboy.
then we came home, unloaded it. We went out for breakfast, he and I.
Aw, that's very sweet.
Yeah,
I love that
just
kid. My nephew.
yeah,
He's a good guy, that one.
he's my buddy, man.
Yeah.
He's my buddy. And yeah, I don't know what I would do without him. I
Yeah.
love that kid.
Yeah. He's great. So,
He's turned into a very admirable adult, I must
yeah.
say. Like
Yep.
he's a hardworking kid, very
Yeah.
hardworking. He's got a good heart.
Yeah, he
He,
does.
he loves hard. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. I
um,
know.
he's just a good dude, man.
Yeah. All around.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Like I
Well, you
don't
guys
have a
did.
lot to complain about with that kid.
It's because you guys did your job properly, too. You brought him up well.
Yeah, and I said to him, I said, like I was strict on you. I know, I get it. I said, but it's only for your own good and because I love you. I
Yeah.
said, look at you now.
That's right.
You're a fucking great kid.
That's right.
So, yeah,
Okay. Well, I think that about concludes our story.
it sure does. We did a lot of banter this episode.
We did.
It
But
was
that's
great.
okay. That's okay. Good conversation.
Yeah, I love our little banter moments.
Me too. Me
Yeah.
too. Oh, so I just want to give a little update because my stupid ass finally figured out how to upload onto YouTube on my
I
iPad.
cannot even believe because when I was telling you how to fucking do it, I know for a fact I told you that you have to
I
save
don't
it.
remember you saying that though,
Yes, because you
Mel.
cannot upload it from the movie maker
Okay, well, you know what?
on
I'm a
your
little
iPad.
daft, okay? But
A
I finally
little.
finally came
Jesus.
and figured it out.
I know
Um
when you were like, "Oh, I figured it out. You have to save it to your photo stream." Like, I fucking said that to you.
yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
told you that you have to save it to your photo stream. That was the whole big problem. Remember, okay, this is how I know I told you. Because remember, I was saying to you that I had to delete a lot of stuff off of my iPad in order to save it so that I can upload it.
Maybe.
Yes,
Maybe.
fucking. And when you were telling me this, I felt like just reaching through the phone and
Cringing
slapping
a
the
little
shit
bit.
out of you. And I was like, I'm about to slap the fucking shit out of you because I know for a fact that I told you you have to save the video.
Yeah, well,
That's why I was like, I don't understand why when you're going to upload
for
on
some
YouTube, why
reason,
it's not popping up.
for
Why isn't
some
it
reason
popping up?
everything that you when you said all of this, I guess I it went over my head because I don't remember you
Story of
saying
my
it.
life,
So you know what?
apparently.
So you know what? I still feel like this is a win for me.
It is
Figured
a
it.
win for you, but I want to fucking slap the shit out of you.
I love you
I'm
too.
like, I fucking know for a fact that I told you you have to save it.
Yep. 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 So now I have to do my last episode, the Jim Jones part 1 and part 2.
Yeah.
And I will be doing those so we can upload onto YouTube. We will also do this one and upload on YouTube whether you want to do it or I can do it. It's up to you.
Either
Uh,
way, doesn't matter to me.
yeah, regardless. We are also going to be on what was it? Apple Podcasts,
We're on Spotify, Apple
well,
Podcasts. What?
Instagram, Facebook.
Well, we're on Amazon Music, Audible.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on Pocket Casts to get back to me. I don't know why I haven't.
Hmm.
I don't know if because they never emailed me back stating that if it was going to be uploaded onto there or not. Maybe I should check.
Yeah, weird.
Yeah, and we're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
Yep. Yep.
and yeah, fun,
Uh,
fun, fun.
yep. If there are any suggestions or any comments, anything at all, don't be afraid to reach out and
Mhm.
leave us a message, and we will definitely look into whatever it is that you guys would like to hear.
Yeah, you could like I know a lot of people that do listen are like friends of ours.
Yeah.
Like just send a DM right to the Instagram
Yeah.
Or let us know,
or
like
on
private
Facebook.
message, yeah, or private message us,
Yeah.
like, on our personal accounts too,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
either way, we'll both get it. I don't have access to the Facebook account though. Only you do.
Oh, well, we'll
So,
fix that. We'll work
well,
that out.
that's okay. You deal with that.
I don't
You
even know
deal
my
with
own password, to be honest,
For the
but I
love of fuck's sake, Sarah, you need to remember that shit.
I have it written down somewhere.
You know what's the funniest thing too? Is when
Uh,
I'm on like the Necromancy podcast Instagram page,
yeah.
when I could look like when I go to switch accounts, it shows me your Facebook account.
Oh yeah, you told me
And
that.
I was like, that's because this dumb bitch fucking linked it to the fucking Instagram. I've never gone on your Facebook, just so you know. But I was like, I could fuck her whole world up right now,
Oh my
and like,
god.
I can post some fucked up shit on your Facebook.
Maybe we should fix that. We
Yeah,
should
maybe we
probably
should, because
we
one of
should
these days I could get real evil and fucking, I could say, like, I love big black dildos in my ass or something.
Oh my
Unicorn penises.
dear
I love
god.
them. I could really fuck up your Facebook.
Oh yeah. Well, I think we're gonna look into changing that.
I don't think you should. I think you should just leave it how it is.
Bitch.
I would never do that to you.
Sure you wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I swear. I would never ever fuck with your Facebook. That would be evil.
Okay. Well,
But I'm evil,
I was
so.
gonna say you're not the most saintly of person there. So
I evil laugh at things.
Mwahaha.
Mwahaha.
Bro, I'm starting to sweat. I need to go poop.
What the
Like,
fuck is with you in this podcast and shitting?
I don't
It's
know,
like every
bro.
time that you have to do this podcast, it's either you have to shit before or hurry up and finish because I need to shit now.
If you ever knew the way I was clenching my ass right now. like I'm starting to get a little sweaty. I think we should wrap this up so I can go sit on the throne.
Well, I love the mental image that everybody's about to get.
You're welcome, people.
Well, have fun with that, and just I hope you use baby wipes, or your asshole must be raw. Use baby wipes, fuck's sakes. I don't understand why people don't use
I
baby
do.
wipes.
I have them. Ooh, I
Good.
have them upstairs and downstairs.
Use baby wipes. It better clean, but don't flush them. Throw them in the trash.
Yeah. Well, I'm very clean, so not too
Some people
worried.
might think that's gross. Okay, wipe your butt with toilet paper first, and then kind of clean up yourself with a baby wipe. Don't
Yeah.
just raw dog it with toilet paper. That's gross. You must have a fucking chapped asshole.
Dear God. People use like what are those called? Bidets?
Yo, I would love one of
You
those.
know that you can bro, I will get you one for your birthday. You can get them on Amazon. It's
I
like
want
the
to fucking.
portable
You know
when
what
you
Liz
hook up
was
to your
telling me?
toilet.
Liz was telling me because she went to Drake's studio.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's telling me, she goes, did you ever hear about Drake's toilet? And I said, no. And she goes, Drake's toilet is like heated. It'll play music. It has a bidet on it. It's like this high tech fucking toilet
Oh
that
God.
Drake has in his studio. And I'm like, huh.
Yeah, well, when you have Drake money,
Yeah,
you can
right?
get that kind of
And I'm
shit.
like, you should have just fucking ripped it off the wall and took it home with you.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah. Do
That's what
that.
just made me think. Yeah, because Drake doesn't have security or anything.
No. No. Why would he?
So, yeah, I think that was in his studio though. I don't think. Yeah, his studio, not his house. He's probably got a sick toilet in his house too.
Well, if that's in
Uh,
his studio, I would imagine the one in his house is probably just as nice, if not nicer.
yeah, I should ask her what like Eminem and Dr. Dre's fucking bathroom was like. I wonder if they had like a heated toilet or something.
Could be possible.
Liz, if you're listening to this, let me know.
What's the toilet like?
What's the toilet like in Dr.
Speaking
Dre's
of
studio?
toilets, bro, I need to go. So,
Well,
um,
happy shitting, and I love you so much. I'm
I
just
love
trying to
you
keep
too.
you on the line longer so that you shit your pants. See,
You
that's the
would.
evil. That's the evil in me.
You would, you dirty bitch.
I love you
Um,
so much.
I love you too. Thank you for great stories. And
Great stories.
yeah, thank you for great stories. You fucking bitch. Thank you for the awesome stories. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. I love
Love
you
you.
so much.
Love you lots. Have a good
Have
night.
have fun.
Okay, bye.
Bye.